And basically that's why the third horse got involved. But if I were to like, well, I do it all again. I would do it all again except for that freaking day.
Well, that's why I told you have to keep your bucket on you.
I guess you're right. Welcome to the art of casting.
Ooh.
We're done with spooky.
Ooh.
Ow. We're coming at you as live as possible from the bed as we rest and relax.
It has been a week.
It's gonna continue to be a time, but I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to.
Yeah, right now we're living in the present.
And what a present it is.
Oh, what's inside, dude?
A Game Boy!
Oh my god! What color is it?
Atomic purple, man.
Ooh.
When you think about... Okay, so you know how, like, iconography is cool?
Yeah.
So you think about gun, right?
Yeah.
You think about, like, a pistol.
Yeah,
it's just
like a black gun.
Yeah. It's like, okay, well, like, weapon. You think of, like, a pistol, I guess.
Or a machete.
Or, like, a machete, like a sword, right? When I say video game, what does your brain picture? What's the icon?
My brain popped up Kirby.
Well, that's a video game icon for sure. But, I mean, like, in the abstract, you would see this icon and be like, oh, that means video game.
PS4 controller.
It controlled it, though.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, I was looking at a thing, an old magazine, and it was just like video game. It had all the things they sell, and it was like video games. It was a freaking TV.
What?
And it was a tube TV with the antennas.
What?
I was like, freaking really?
Oh, fuck. Snoo was asking about something. What the fuck was it?
What it was like when the world was black and white?
Oh, we were talking about LimeWire.
Oh my god.
And having an iPod.
Wowie zowie. Having that frickin' shitty frickin' port of Sonic to the iPod.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Just getting no foretelling of enemy presences.
He was making fun of me. He was like, how did it feel to have headphones from a gumball machine? Or some shit. And I was like, shut up!
I don't know. That's not a thing anymore? Oh yeah, I guess.
I mean, they still have really shitty ones at like Dollar Tree.
Yeah, but
and like those are the ones that libraries sell.
That's all backstock for sure. Like, they haven't printed those since 2013. They just have enough they're gonna have enough for like the rest of the century.
Dude, wasn't there a video or something? It was some lady on a bus, and the fucking thread on her fucking headphone.
Oh yeah, it was hanging on by a single freaking copper wire. That's super freaking funny to me. 'Cause it's like, yeah, I mean, they do still work.
Yeah.
Now when shit's breaking down, you don't know until it's broken.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it sucks. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking of going to a junkyard or like a landfill or whatever, and then just pulling out a bunch of like electronics and just going through them for the copper, no matter how little there was.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, what are these AirPods?
I mean, we have enough. Oh, we did. We have enough old phones that you can just strip the components.
Just scrape the gold off the frickin'. Now I feel rich.
Man. So like, another thing that Snoo asked was like, how did you get a hold of it? Like, if you didn't have a phone. And I was like, we
didn't. That's why we get kidnapped.
Yeah, well. he was like, how did you get one? I was like, well, when I got my iPod Touch, I had saved up Christmas money. Because the rule in my house was, well, I bought it, so I can take it away from you whenever I want.
Ew.
And I said, okay, what if I buy it?
And then you did.
And then I did. And my mom couldn't do anything. Before that, I had an iPod Shuffle.
Wow.
From my neighbor. Because my neighbor was on a fucking phone plan because his mom made, like, she cared. So...
Wow.
So... I got the hand-me-down. How did you get your electronics and your phones and stuff?
I had government phones until I bought this one, and I only ever had them because my brother was like, "Oh, here's how you get a phone," because I'm sick of not being able to frickin' contact you. Never needed to contact me. He never contacted me.
I was gonna ask what?
The only text I've ever gotten from my brother was to call me a bitch because he was mad at me.
For breathing?
No, it's just, he was. I don't know what he was mad at me about. But he was mad at me about something. I'm not gonna say he didn't have a good reason, but I think that's funny because his reasoning was, I'm sick of not being able to freaking contact you when I need to. He never needed to get in contact with me because my sister had a phone because my dad liked her. So my father definitely preferred my sister. Got her a freaking phone, got her service, never had to pay for shit. When she went over the bill thing, he was just like, okay, whatever, we'll just get unlimited. And it was like, okay, great.
Oh my god, do you remember? How
hold on. Here's a good one.
Yeah.
So you remember that freaking phone that its big selling point was that its screen was a mirror?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I had to share that, my fat little sister, and we would trade off week by week. The weird thing is, I didn't have a freaking use for it. I didn't have friends. So the only thing I used it for was like its camera. Mm-hmm. So I could record like episodes of Chowder and then just watch them later.
Yeah, I remember.
We didn't have internet, by the way. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'm good with that. Like, just being able to freaking distract myself in class, okay. But then I realized that we switched off between my mother and my father. My father had the cartoons, but I only had the phone when I was with my mother.
Fuck!
So I proposed that we switched, but because it was convenient for me, and solely because it was convenient for me, she said no. My little sister said no.
What a horror.
And so I was like, I had like half an episode of Chowder downloaded that I would watch sometimes, and it was the episode that they never frickin' played, because they'd always play like the same 5 frickin' episodes.
Yeah, they do.
But then there was one really funny one they never played. So they played this one. I was like, I'm gonna record it real quick, and she was like, in the bathroom, and she opens the door. She's like, give me the phone, and I'm like, shh, I'm recording something. You're on the bathroom anyway. You don't need it. And she's like, give me the phone! So I turned off the camera and I like tossed it so that it was just out of range. And so she does that little toilet shuffle to grab it and then slinks back off into the bathroom. Like, what the frickin' hell do you need it for?
Fucking slug.
What did you need the frickin' phone on the shitter for? This was back before going on the internet was like a regular thing on phones.
Yeah.
So it wasn't porn.
It was a Sims game. It was fucking trying to text somebody on Facebook through the little the fucking 2x2 square.
Yeah, and then the message would get a little too long, and sometimes it would just stop scrolling. You wanted to just check what you said. You'd have to like get to the top.
Do you remember how the phone bill would come in and it would tell you how many texts, even if you had unlimited? It would tell you how many texts you sent.
Yeah.
My mom one time fucking came at me sideways. She was like, 18,000 texts. What? And I was like,
it doesn't cost
who cares?
anything.
But also
18,000. Damn.
So I figured out that like
how many of those are just lol?
oh, it's chain messages, group messages.
Oh boy.
Oh god. Send this to 10 friends. I don't have 10 friends.
Send it to one friend 10 times.
One sentence would be like a text, but you're like sending a paragraph or whatever. So like every 5 words was another text.
Oh.
So it really inflated it, and it was like, I don't know, it was so stupid. I was like, why are you reading how many texts anyway?
I mean, just keep it on top of bills and general nosiness, but
it was $0.
Yeah, like that.
My
kind
dad
of thing,
was the one that bought shit on the phone.
Yup. That's that kind of thing that makes really dumb people think that like there's a problem. It's like for sure, there's a lot of stuff you do in your life without realizing it. Like, if Steam didn't keep track of the amount of hours I played games, I would just be like, wow, I feel like I lost a lot of time.
Yeah.
'Cause there's some shit ass games that I really didn't enjoy.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, I played like some shit ass like free game for a little while back in the day. For like, it was like 5 hours. but it felt like a freaking century because I was just waiting for it to get freaking started. And then I look at him like I played Elden Ring for almost 300 hours or so, and I'm just like, well, Elden Ring. I feel like I've played these games for the same amount of time. Mm-hmm. But the 5 hours that I played that old shit ass game for does not even factor because I've enjoyed 300 hours of Elden Ring.
That's how I feel about Monster Hunter and Animal Crossing. Like, as frustrated as I was with the way New Horizons turned out in the end, I really fucking like Animal Crossing.
What?
And like I'm gonna restart my island this holiday season. Well, not. Okay. I don't know. They want to just revamp theirs, but I kind of want to reset mine. I don't know.
Okay. Do it, you coward.
Yeah.
I was more talking about time though, and like what you're doing with it. Because, like, your mom brings you these texts, and she's like, 850,000 texts! And it's just like, okay, do you think that every second that I'm not texting, I'm doing nuclear fission? The frickin' hell you think is this a rot? What do you mean? It's like, I'm wasting my time? Do you watch what I do?
Yeah.
This is the only productive thing. At least I'm creating an S-link.
Yeah, for real. Sorry, you don't have anybody to talk to, you fucking bitch. It's like I was talking to your brother. I was like, because I asked you and him, did your parents ever like diss you for having a hobby? But they were like, you're wasting your time with this. Because I've been watching old John Grumps and he talks about that. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, everybody's freaking parents seem to have said that you're wasting your time with your hobby. But then everybody's retort was always, you're watching Judge Judy.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember even when I started to crochet or whatever or sew, my mom would always be like, oh, who's this for? Like hoping it was for her or something.
Ew.
And I was like, nobody, me. And she, oh. And I was like, what the fuck? What answer did you want there? Leave me alone.
I don't know what you were getting at.
I don't either.
I was talking about the usage of time. Time utilization.
Time utilization. You know what good time utilization is?
What?
When you pretend to be asleep and then you wait for the house to get quiet and then you start tweaking at like 3 a.m. and get all your shit done with nobody bothering you.
I can see value there, but as long as it's quiet, I don't see a problem. Like, okay,
I love staying up all night to get shit done. It might happen tonight.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know why I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna say this. Bethesda does the opposite.
I know.
Bethesda stays up all night to make sure nothing gets done. I'm upset that made me laugh.
I hate them so much.
Oh, by the way, somebody put New Vegas in VR, and it's just cool.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds cool.
Oh, man. Oh, I just wanted to give you a little factoid that I learned, because I wasn't at work when I was supposed to be.
Shithead!
So yeah, they weren't there. So I walk in, and there's, like, these printed signs with, like really bad grammar everywhere.
Oh, no.
And it's got, like, this chart on it, and it's got all the fucking Krusty Krabs in the district manager's, range.
Grasp.
Yeah. Ours is the lowest. And I was like, damn, I wonder why. Maybe because that bitch goes on her break every time the fucking afternoon rush comes in as soon as we open.
Why is that freaking dumb cunt still in charge?
I don't know.
I'll wait for you to die.
I really don't want to leave this job because it's easy. I was on grill today and that was nice. I was just flipping burgers.
Did you make that burger that you brought home? Mm-hmm. It was why it was shit. It was actually freaking top. So
I was like, it's really hard.
It was really freaking tasty. I was like, damn.
I put the littlest amount of mayo on the bun so that it would cook.
Stop putting mayonnaise.
We don't have butter.
Don't you freaking. I did feel like I was like, this tastes slightly of headache, but it's tasty otherwise. It was just freaking like, it was just. What do you mean butter? You just freaking throw it on there.
No, I had to toast it, and it wouldn't toast. It would just burn. So I put a tiny bit of mayonnaise.
No.
Fuck you.
You know what you can actually put is a little bit of oil.
We don't have oil.
What do you have? You don't have butter. You don't have oil. What do you freaking have?
We have a fucking grill. and we just throw shit on there.
Okay, hold on. Is it a grill or a griddle?
Griddle.
Okay, so it's flat top.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just cook your burger on there. You take a little bit of fat. You frickin' cooked it on meat.
I can't. That's contamination. It fucks up the whole.
No, it frickin' is. It's the
Fuck
burger's
you.
going on the frickin' meat.
Fuck you.
You're wrong.
It's
you're
not
a
my
fool.
fucking fault. We have a separate grill for breads.
You guys are frickin' dumb.
No, we're not.
I would frickin' kill. I want my own burger chain, and I was just like, no, we're doing it over fire, bitch. You cook it over fire, you go home. You're fired. You're fired. We're gonna put you in the grill.
Oh my god. Okay, so the way we make our burgers is like we put the raw meat in section 1, and then you flip that bitch, and if it's too thick, you're supposed to squish it. I was supposed to be training on grill. They were only supposed to touch it if we were getting like behind.
Oh, I thought you meant touch the grill.
And
I was like, we're getting behind. You got to do it. You screwed up, man. Touch the grill.
But this bitch took my spatula and she started squishing the patties. But she like pressed down so fucking hard that they were falling apart when you went to scoop it. And I was like, get the fuck out of the way, bitch.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, anime made me think that like people in positions of power were capable.
Oh, these weren't. These are just.
Oh, they were other
normal
jobbers?
people, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They were talking about how they were fucking tortured their hamster when they were little, and I was like, what the fuck? These bitches are weird.
I mean, you would have kept on that path if yours didn't die.
Yeah,
of hamster
probably.
disease.
Yeah. They were talking, I thought I was fucking hallucinating, because, like, they were like, yeah, I just kept trying to shove food in its mouth, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's like that story that, whoa, I almost knocked over your clothes thing.
Oh, the other one was like, well, I have a guinea pig, and I still don't give a fuck about her. And I was like, why do you have a pet?
Okay.
Somebody needs to check on it.
Somebody needs to check on you.
I don't like those chicks, dude.
That's like that story that Niall told, where he was like, he took a bunch of Rice Krispie treats and just shoved them into his baby sister's mouth. She was in her high chair, and then he goes to his mom, he's like, Mom, I fed the baby, and she's like, that's nice. What? And then she goes and checks, and she was like blue. And he's just like, wow, you were that stupid from the jump. I can't freaking believe it.
Fucking Niall.
I don't like it. Talking about Sleepy Cat.
Rest in peace.
You can listen to it. Rest in peace. It's been resurrected as Oni plays.
Smiling Friends.
It's alive and well.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, speaking of Smiling Friends, today I watched a pilot that Aaron did. I don't exactly know what his part in it was. What?
I think it's so funny. Like, Aaron would be like, I'm an animator. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
I mean, well, he didn't animate in this one.
Okay.
And he was very upfront about it.
No, I know. I'm just thinking about, like...
I was thinking about it. I was like, what exactly is his role here? Because he's definitely a producer. Because it said so when I glanced at the description. This is on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So he's definitely a producer. But at the end, it just said created by Aaron Hansen, and then everybody else's credits came in, and I was like, but what did you do? Because he name drops the animator, I think, but might have just been one. He name drops the writer, of which there was one.
Was it just like his idea on a napkin and he made everyone else do it?
I guess. Because he didn't even direct it. He did like the voices for basically all the characters.
It's like he does all these weird business ventures, and somehow they all kind of work out.
I mean, maybe does he still have that touring company?
I don't know. I know.
Well, there you go.
Well, we could look into it. We'll do like a Aaron Hansen lore dump. Fucking he had the RPGs little.
Yeah.
Like the merchandising thing is wild.
Like it's they can only merchandise Game Grumps so much.
Yeah. How many times did they re-release Bergie?
Yeah. So like they haven't had a running bit in a good while. So they're just like selling their logo on stuff. But that's kind of hard to like. It's kind of because like once like your hardcore is the hardcore like 300 people have bought that shit. They already bought it.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna buy it again. So how do you just got to slap it on something else? Oh, we got a different mug, different design, and it's like, what do you do? Okay, well, we have a blind bag enamel pins. This is something I've always wanted to do, says Aaron, and I say, what?
Yeah.
I think it's a game also, and that's kind of cool. But it's just like it's like they're designed by me, and it's like it's a blob with 2 dots and a line for a face.
God bless. I feel like Aaron is like looking at his life and he's not happy with being known as the video game boy. So he's like, I want to be a writer. And so he'll like
yeah.
he'll like make a Twitter post and be like, yes, that is writing. And then he was like, what I can do with that? Oh, make book. And then he made the spooky book. And it's like voice actor.
Okay, first off, he didn't write that book, and he never claimed to have written the book.
I'm just shitting on Aaron.
I know. I think
I don't know what makes him tick.
I think there's a nugget of truth to it, though, just because he's got his fingers just like in so many pies, but only the ones that are interesting to him. So he likes to tour, so he had a touring company. He likes video games, so he has or had a video game production company. Well, it was just Game Grumps, but they were producing video games.
Oh, the Dream Daddy shit?
Or publishing, yeah. That's the only game I know that they've made.
Oh, yeah, that didn't go very well, did it?
And then there's like the enamel pins, and it's like, okay, maybe that comes from some... I think there is a game associated with it. You can play with the pins.
I think so, too. Or
but,
there's like...
you know, in that case, it's like, okay, I understand game design, whatever.
Well, there's them trying to do music.
And then there's like the music thing, and it's like, I haven't listened to anything since the first Starbomb album, and even back then I was still just trying my hardest to like it. Of Aaron's ventures, I would say his most successful definitely is Game Grumps. However, I would say that the most successful part of Game Grumps was John.
You know what sucks is like, he was... I don't want to sound like a dick, but it's like one of those people that just doesn't really have a talent, and they just want to kind of do everything and hang out with people.
I don't know that he wants to hang out with people, and I'm sure Aaron's a great guy. Although if I ever meet him, this podcast is gonna be people are gonna like link it, and then it's just gonna be like, well, here goes that second meeting.
It was all me. It was me.
I wouldn't say he's talentless. He's definitely not talentless.
No, because you know he animated back in the day. Like that's
not only was he a great animator
voice
back in the day, but he is a good he's a killer voice actor.
Yeah.
And I think he's freaking hilarious. Like I said, the most successful thing about Game Grumps was John, but Aaron has always been my favorite Grump, just because his sense of humor is the best. I just think he's super funny.
Well, I think Game Grumps gave him the confidence to do the stuff that he actually wanted to do.
That's great. It gave him the financial confidence and the emotional backing, and that's great,
yeah.
I think. However...
But he just really started as a fucking weeb.
I mean, I wonder who he is now, because, like...
Did they have kids yet?
No.
Okay.
As far as I know. Basically, whoever you are in your late teens lays the foundation for who you're going to be for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, he was kind of an asshole in his late teens, and he was really, like, judgmental, and I can still see some of that in him today. However... he's like reining it in, and the only people he's judgmental to are people who disagree with him, which is both a good and bad thing. Mostly bad, but good because we know where he stands on certain ideas, and it's like, oh, I guess if his politics matter to you, then you could feel comfortable watching his Let's Plays with those in the back of your mind.
At the very least, I don't imagine that he would try to, you know, your body, my choice, my ass.
Nobody could see, but I shrugged. I shrugged and did a Danny DeVito face. He said,
yeah.
But otherwise, I think it would be... It's like, even if I were to meet him, I would not meet Aaron Hansen. I would meet Aaron. Like, I'd meet the face that he puts on.
Oh yeah. It's
Like, you never
for all
really...
we know, he could have gone to a Diddy party. We don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you never really know somebody till you run into them at a Diddy party. And then you're like, so you know what that room's for. I'm out.
Hey.
I'm out of here. he's got some baby oil in his hand. You're like, Aaron.
Is that your impression of Dan?
No, that was just me. I'm surprised. I'm shocked.
Oh.
What otherwise would have been Aaron was like, oh shit, you dropped the accent. If I was gonna do Danny, I'd go.
What the fuck is Barry doing?
He's got his own channel. He streams and stuff.
I know. Just once in a while, he'll drop like a fucking video yelling about Kingdom Hearts, and then he'll go back to what he was doing.
He'll drop one of the best scripted and most fun videos I've ever watched. It's also somehow family friendly.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, Barry's just not really a very...
He's just a wholesome dude.
Yeah, he's just not a high energy guy. He's a wholesome dude. I think it's interesting that, like, it's been said that nobody associated with Game Grumps is a good person. And I think, like, I mean, it's a business, so of course. But I think it's really funny that it's like, Barry didn't stick around at all.
Barry got the fuck out of there, dude.
The more corporate that Game Grumps got, the less...
higher the turnover rate?
Yeah, the less Barry we saw, the more turnover. It's like Kevin disappeared, they had
Now it's just like a team of editors that they cycle out.
Massive editors after Matt and Ryan.
Yeah.
This miasmatic mess of who...
Didn't they say that Matt and Ryan were like really shit at their jobs anyway?
I don't know. I would imagine. I mean, they're just kind of like two 20-somethings from frickin' South Carolina that love weed.
Yeah. I mean, Markiplier like invited them out here and they did really good. And then they started working for Aaron. I
don't know. How do you not edit an LP well? Like there have been
it was just
times,
like the deadlines and stuff.
That's what I'm on about though. It's like there have been times where I've put up a video or a series of videos, like a bundle of Pokemon White episodes where they were cut wrong. Mm-hmm. So, like, in the middle of the episode, we'd be like, oh, next time with the Art of Mashing. Did you get onions today? Okay, you got the onions? Okay. Welcome to the Art of Mashing! And that's just in the middle of the episode because I screwed it up. There's still 10 minutes though, damn it! but like, it's like, that would not freaking fly on Game Grumps. But I feel like there's a lot more shit to do, like, because you have to sit there and listen to it. But it's like, okay, if I was getting paid to do this, I would be able to do it.
Here's the thing, is I imagine...
How do you screw that? It's like the computer does 90% of the freaking work. You just gotta push S every now and again.
Well, consider this. They're two white boys from wherever the fuck they came from. And, you know, we know Matt was like a little shithead to his mom.
Shithead in general, God bless.
Yeah. So, like, discipline was not, like, a thing that they needed to worry about.
I mean, I guess.
Consequences, you know. And then they get out here to LA, and it's like, wow, this is wild. And then they just kind of, you know, they get a little happy with themselves. They're like, oh, isn't that so cool? The SuperMega Plex,
you know
the
what?
NASCAR car.
I guess they were a couple of Midwestern boys that came down to the big city and just got touched by LA's glitz. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I only ever saw the sludge on the frickin' sidewalks, and
well, they saw Jeanette McCurdy, so.
Well, you know, I would have been starstruck if I saw her too, because her ass. Anyway. I was gonna try and just move right on from it like smoothly, but I laughed.
I like the way you said it too. Ass.
It's just how I talk. Big bully. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, but like I don't know. Like it's not even like, oh, it seems like an easy job. It's stupid. Like it's not like I'm chief ham sniffer. It's like that's an important job because if you do your job wrong, then people will die. Mm-hmm. But it's like did you get footage? Good, do it. The computer does 90% of the freaking work.
I don't understand, and it's not like Game Grumps episodes are heavy on edits, dude.
They're not. And even if they are. Back in the day, like when they were, you had freaking just about full say on what you could put in there.
I feel like they just kind of took it for granted.
I think maybe, and And then Ben took over, and he was just kind of poisoned the well.
Oh my god, get the fuck out of here.
Like, I mean, I
fucking stand Ben, he was so annoying.
The stamps thing, I get it. I used to think Link looked really funny when you would pick up just like a freaking, like, you got a pile of shit, and he was just like, what? Oh my god! He's just like a big gaping smile. And it's like, yeah, I think that's funny too, but it's like, dude, don't be so freaking intrusive.
I'm trying to watch Game Grumps, not listen to your fucking...
Like, if you
This isn't the Ben show!
Yeah, if you want to commentate, come on a Gas Grumps.
Fucking annoying ass motherfucker.
It's like editing Oni plays. It's like, okay, yeah, you got to sit there and listen to it, right? Mm-hmm. So that you can cover up all the things that you're not allowed to say with gorilla sounds. But it's like, yeah, that's the most work you're basically going to be doing unless they call for edits.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, okay, fine. I mean, listening to Oni plays for a job. Personally, I wouldn't mind working for Game Grumps because I basically do that work already.
Yeah, yeah.
Working for Oni Plays, though, I'm just like I wouldn't mind. The only reason I would mind it is just because I'm like, I feel so lesser in the face of these guys.
Oh, you're like, I'm not worthy.
Because, like, Aaron and Dan are just fun personalities, but Chris and the gang are all freaking funny as hell.
It's wild because...
Like, when Game Grumps is funny, it feels like an accident. And that's kind of the way I feel about myself on our show.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like if I'll tell a joke, I'm like, yeah, that was that's recognizable as a joke. I see the structure.
You're too self-conscious. You spend a long time where nobody listened, so you didn't have a way to develop your humor.
I mean, I guess. Even still though, like to this day, I'll like go back and I'll just be like, yeah, that was a joke. That was a joke I made. And like when I'm cutting a best stuff together, and it's just no, it's not going in, but that was definitely a joke I made.
Sometimes you'll just say shit, and I don't follow.
I don't know. For that, I can't blame you. There was an episode of Elden Ring I edited recently, and I had a little tantrum because I died, and I was just like, it's like I was listening. I was like, I heard the word magic and scissors, and that's the kind of thing I think is funny because that's not a joke. I literally can't speak.
It is funny. Don't worry about telling jokes, bro. Just be my husband.
I'm not. I'm saying they're funny when I'm not doing it on purpose. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm funny by accident.
I can't listen to Game Grumps anymore because it's always like, hey Dan, guess what I saw at the SuperMega today?
What?
Fat boys.
Oh, fat boys.
But we the Game Grumps are not fatphobic.
Oh yeah, with many fat friends. What I think is like obnoxious. They're kind of backed into a corner with this PC stuff, and I'm not no Ben Shapiro, just throwing that out there. But like,
they're more worried about the stock price of Game Grumps than anything.
Kind of. It's just like all their jokes are just so like, they all feel like in-jokes, and like all the comments are basically just like, I'm gonna kiss your dad and shit like that. It's like, alright, they said that like 10 years ago! Move on!
I'm gonna sniff your butthole. Quiet. It's like, yeah, I get it. That's funny. But
no, it's not even like that. It's just like all of it is just like the whitest of irony.
It's like listening to Mystery Science 3000. God bless. I fucking can't stand that shit.
Oh my, yeah.
My brain, I'm like, huh? It's so dry.
It's very dry. And it's not the kind of dry that I like. It's like dry delivery. It's just like, oh, that guy had a bad hair day.
like the Andy Griffith show and fucking Little House on the Prairie has more fucking
and more
appeal,
teeth, more bite, more salsa, ranchera sauce. I go for some ranchera sauce right now,
dude.
You don't know what I would do to a burrito right now.
I want Mexican food.
I would, if I had the energy, I would make tortillas and just throw together a bunch I would butcher a chicken.
We should leave and buy chickens.
No. I don't want to take care of them bitches. You seen the freaking like graph of the chickens and how they changed over time? It's like these like chickens from the 20s, and it's just like this freaking stick ass bird. It's like chickens now, and it's like that looks like a chicken.
When you make $1 bazillion, can we just go get like a cute little farm so I can have some chickens?
You know, it's funny that you say that, because up until like 2-3 years ago, I was still thinking like, man, when I have money, I'm gonna do this. Like I'm gonna freaking just live the grid. And I was just like, how am I gonna get that money? Where's that money gonna come from, baby boy? I'm not doing nothing that's gonna turn that profit.
I just want our own little piece of land. I want to put up a fucking moat with sharks, and I want to have a little chicken coop.
I would, man. I'm so freaking old. You mentioned putting up a moat with sharks, and instead of being like, oh, that's cool, I immediately thought of the financial repercussions. I was just like, God, I don't know how to take care of sharks. We gotta get a specialist out there, make sure they constantly got food, their water's clean. Do we gotta put a pump on that? Oh, that's electricity.
Shut up!
I know, I just want to have fun, but I feel like I'm gonna get jinxed if I just like think too happy. Just, like,
That is what felt like lately.
I know exactly what you're trying to say. Yes, thank you.
You look like a monk right now.
My fingertips are they are tingling. I'm either dehydrated or literally going to die.
Stop! You want some water? It's like really cold as fuck. Hurt your teeth cold.
Ugh, no thank you. I was gonna say, is like earlier I was like, oh shit, I should go modify my helmet so I could just wear it everywhere all the time. And then I grabbed it and I was like, this is made of metal. And put it back.
I don't understand.
Well, I don't have shears, a frickin' anvil, a forge. And I'm just like, oh, there's nothing.
Can we
there's
just go
literally
back to
nothing I can
medieval
do.
times? You and I would be alright.
Oh, I'd die.
We just have this little shack.
Yeah,
out in the
I'd have to
woods.
build it. It's just like, oh shit, what was that? A snake? Yeah.
We could live in a shack in the woods. You could build weapons. I could make fucking.
We could not.
Why? Why?
Because I'd get bored. I'd just be like, man, I really want to play Super Dandy Bros. Just make primitive video games.
Ascendance of a video game boy.
Man, I just want an isekai anime one day that's like, I got sucked into a video game, and it's just like, you are the only one who can do our political espionage. And it's like, I want to go mess with NPCs. I just want to go push over an NPC.
Yeah, I want to just avoid the story the whole time, and like the world ends, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh well, I'm going home now. That was fun.
It's just like, well, I mean, nothing's going to it. It's a video game,
Yeah.
so it's operate on
Who
video
the
game
fuck?
logic. If I don't get involved, then things don't move forward. So that you have as much filler as you want. It's like going to Anne Orlando and just rappel down. It's like, what's in these low poly houses? I want to go there and explore what's in there in the canon. I want to see.
You don't move on until I say so.
Yeah, so that would be a really funny gag too, where it's like
They're all scared of him.
Yeah, it's like right in front of the final like encounter, and they're just like the world's got like the sky has like a crack in it.
Just waiting for
There's
like
just
10
like
days.
hands coming and grabbing, and all like the friends are like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this, right?" And he's just not standing there, and they're just like literally staring
Just
down
waiting.
the boss. Well, he's just fishing. He's like, I really don't want to lose.
Yeah, he was just checking his watch.
He's grinding materials. He's like, I gotta pull a potion out of this thing. He's just miles away because he fast traveled.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want an isekai where he like the world operates off video game logic instead of he entered a video game. Now it's just an anime.
Yeah. That's what I liked. Soma Spider, so what?
And then it didn't.
And then it did the shit that they all do.
Always becomes a political drama.
And then they gave her tits. And I was like, you're a spider!
Why are you complaining about that? Because it was not interesting
I
anymore.
liked her as a spider. Leveling up her spiderness.
Also, it wasn't even an interesting design.
No, but it was,
Oh!
it was a little spider.
Okay, there was this anime that came out fairly recently that has this, like, I think it's an isekai? It's a fantasy
Most
setting.
of them are at this point.
Yeah. Oh, but it's a fantasy setting, that's what I know.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, normally the female lead has just like the worst freaking character design. This one though takes the freaking cake.
Oh.
So she does not have massive yabos.
What does she have?
She's got regular yabos.
Okay.
And she's like a priestess. So she's got like the blue and the gold and the white, right?
Yeah.
She's got a cool staff.
Okay.
And if you were not to see the lower half of her model, of her design, you would think, yeah, okay, that looks alright. That looks fine. A little generic otherwise. But then they pan down and it's just the whole like front of her dress is just open.
What?
It's just a non-stop forever panty shot. And it looks so freaking stupid.
What color are they?
I don't freaking know. It was censored. The video I was watching was censored because it was somebody talking about it. And I was like, you were this close. You were almost there.
You just couldn't help yourself. You know what? I need anime people to just commit to the feet thing. When like the whole character's fine and then you get down and it's just these muddy toes.
I mean, they did do that. Wasn't there like an episode of Last Airbender? It's not anime, but episode of Last Airbender where Azula crinkles her feet in the camera.
Nickelodeon? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, I know.
Danny Boy probably gave him a pizza party and was like, "Here you go, guys. I really love Azula."
I know there was a lot of like feet shot with Toph, but they got a really good excuse in that she's blind and she sees through her feet. But even now, it's like I can't. It's been tainted.
Well, remember Nickelodeon's logo was a fucking foot at one point.
You mean at the peak of Dan Schneider's popularity? You mean when they were releasing movies with Dan Schneider in like a supporting role, so he featured prominently, or when
he was on set with the children,
or when he was in charge of basically all of their live action shows? You mean that time when Dan Schneider had the most sway at Nickelodeon? Yeah. When Nickelodeon had no competition for children's entertainment because they had SpongeBob and Cartoon Network didn't have shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think I remember that.
Oh, that shit sucks.
Ugh, just imagine trying to just today start a children's entertainment business and just be like, we're gonna have a very aggressive screening process, and it's just like everybody's just on a frickin' registry, so you can't hire anybody because people who make kid shows are frickin' weird 99% of the time.
It's Poo Poo the Clown.
I would hate to find out that Chris McCracken and Lauren Faust are evil people.
It would break my fucking heart.
Craig McCracken, not Chris McCracken.
I was like, Chris who?
Chris Houlihan.
Krispy Kreme.
2012.
Oh, somebody bought donuts and I didn't finish mine.
I said that I am the baddest of them all. If you ain't about money, then I don't mess with y'all. Don't think I don't get girls, cause I am very tall. If she see my stacks, I bet you that she caught. My brother played that on loop for days. You ever know somebody was dumb and they'd like discover a song and just listen to it forever?
My dad.
Yes! I was really hoping you would say that.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh my god!
He was like, hey, it sounds pretty good, huh?
12 hours later. Next day. It's like there's like 12 other songs on the album.
And then you're fuck.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about him playing. I was talking. Your father couldn't get that frickin' far.
It would be like.
It would be. Just listening to him play, like he was like playing AC/DC or something, and just slapping, literally like a chimp, just slapping the guitar, like the doop boop doop doop boop doop doop boop doop doop boop. Just not even moving his freaking fingers because he can't control his digits.
Arthritis and degenerative
and
bones.
Jeanette McCurdy would just come out with a stick and beat the shit out of him. I know, it's crazy. That's how we got to know each other.
Today on iCarly, we beat an asshole to death.
We beat. It's like a jackass analog. Today we're gonna beat the shit out of somebody's father.
Gibby's in the background banging pots and pans with my mom.
It's like, in my head, the vision I created was the fan item from Brawl. And just like, but it's like a realistic swing every time. So it's like, and your dad's just like, what the hell? Stop! What are you, stop! Did I tell you that sucker got his exchange?
Do you remember that thing he would do? He'd be like, see, if I do this with my finger, that means I'm serious. I wanted to bite him.
He told me that once, and I just remember looking at him like I didn't realize it was showing on my face. But I was looking at him like, bro.
He thought it was so tough.
There's no, like, even if you think you're hard, right? You don't waggle your freaking finger in somebody's face. If you think you're hard, you be getting up in somebody's face. You don't waggle your finger like a freaking, like, cat-eye glasses-ass teacher with a freaking apple on her desk. It's like, and I just remember looking at him, he was just like, you're not taking me seriously? I was just like, no, I mean, like, I'm good, like, we're good. But I couldn't believe it. I was just like, this is the guy who thinks he's better than me.
You know what? After you started living with us later, and you know we got married, my dad was like, you know, we got a lot in common, huh, mija? And I was like, huh? And he goes, me and your boyfriend. And I was like,
I mean,
you wish.
In some experience-wise, yes. Character-wise, no.
Yeah, and it's so fucking weird that he was always like comparing the two of you.
Because I was the only other male presence in the house.
It was so weird.
I'd show him up at every opportunity. I was nicer to your mom than he was.
Yeah.
I earned more money than him. I'm taller.
You were
meatier.
cooking for me.
I can cook better.
You were working.
I already said money. I was holier, literally holier
You
than
were
thou.
not fat.
I think I said meatier. My dick
Your
coils
voice.
a little harder.
Your voice is deeper.
Yeah.
You had a better smile. You had teeth.
I brushed them.
You took a shower.
Often.
You
I
remember
remember
bitching about how many showers you took?
Yeah, but I like what's even more ridiculous than that is just like, first off, I'm clean. Shut up. Second, the first time I ever had to shower at your house is when I was staying over for the first time. So I jumped in the shower and I just had me a good old wash, and it took me maybe 5 minutes, maybe. I was even especially quick because I was like, I don't want to like use up their water. So I jump in and jump out, and then your father's just like, that was a long shower. I was like I just remember looking at it, I was like, yeah.
When you have no hobbies whatsoever, your perception of time is inflated.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm bored.
You're also freaking stupid. Why don't you say that every now and again? If I didn't hesitate, that would have been way funny. Damn it. Have we reached the point of the podcast where we're just out of jokes?
Out of jukes.
Out of jukes.
Jukebox.
Why are you looking over there?
I'm not. My eyes are closed.
Oh, I thought you were looking at something. That looked freaking creepy from over here. It looked like okay. It looked like your eyes were moving.
Yeah.
So it looked like you were reading something.
Oh.
So I was thinking you had your phone in your hand and you were just like stealth scrolling. But then when you said, I'm not looking at anything, my brain was like, are you reading invisible words on a freaking wall? What is this? That was terrifying.
Red rum, red rum.
Oh, that's the scariest part of all.
Oh no.
Hold on.
What happened?
Oh, I did it backwards. Hold on.
What the fuck?
Whoa, what's going on? What's this?
What's going on?
What's going on is the rest of the podcast.
Spaghetti time. Oh.
No, it's the rest of the podcast time.
I'm hungry.
Me too, but I want food that we don't have.
Yeah, well, there's no money, so we're gonna have to go with spaghetti.
Incorrect. Wait. No, correct, there's no money, but food-wise, there's chicken in there that's just not being used.
Oh, yeah.
It was left on the table for me.
Okay.
I forgot to defrost it.
Okay.
I was gonna make chicken sandwiches.
Okay.
So if you still want those.
Okay.
Okay.
Chicken parm?
I don't have mozzarella. You guys were like, oh, let's make some chicken parm. And I was just like,
You
yeah,
don't
okay.
need mozzarella for fucking chicken parm.
Chicken parm is just a big chicken nugget covered in Parmesan and mozzarella. And also, sauce. But chicken...
Make me a big-ass chicken nugget then!
That's what I was gonna do,
right.
And then I was gonna turn it into a sandwich.
I don't want a sandwich. I want to put it on pasta.
Okay, then do that, but it's not chicken parm if you don't got the parm or the mozzarella.
Shut the fuck up!
You're a freaking nuts!
Put garlic and herb!
Wait. We have goat cheese.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much freaking shit I can do with Mexican cheese, dude?
Yeah. That's why I bought it.
Oh.
The big round ones? Those round ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cheese discs.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
What's up?
You ever wanted to put... Okay, so you had like a PlayStation 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever wanted to put just a disc in there, just like it's like, this is a bologna.
I wanted to put a slice of cheese in it.
Yeah. I saw a kid put a... I don't know, it was like a rice cake of some kind into his Xbox 360 back in the day. And this dude at a shop was like prying it open and he was trying to pull it out. It was just all freaking just cracker dust in there.
I want a GameCube ramen bowl.
That sounds freaking dumb.
No, because
No,
the
dumb in the cool way. Like that's like you would walk up to that and just be like, this is freaking dumb.
You hit the button in it.
Oh god, what's it made of? My first thought was ceramic, so when you said I thought you were gonna like close the lid and I was like, you're not getting a spring strong enough to open that shit.
It's plastic.
Okay, well.
It's like a little latch and it just releases it.
Well, there goes the craftsmanship. Like I was immediately thinking like we can get somebody with their hands to make this. Just like a metalsmith. Mm-hmm. Or like a potter.
A GameCube rice cooker.
Hey, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
You just take a bunch of old... it'd be really neat. You walk into somebody's house and they just have, like, video game consoles everywhere. It's like, why do you have 15 Xboxes? Like, that one's a toaster.
Yeah.
Why do you have one on your bed? Oh, it's a pillow. I stuffed it.
Yeah. It's still plastic.
Yeah.
The virtual boy is the eye hole for the front door.
Yeah. I love that. It's like a coffee table is just a bunch of freaking original NESs bolted together because it's the flattest console. Man, consoles used to look cool.
Yeah. Now they all just look like routers.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I mean,
fridges.
okay. The Genesis looked cool. The NES did not look cool. It only looks cool because it's recognizable as an NES.
I like the PS1.
Yeah, I was going to say the SNES did not look cool. And it's only a recognizable shape because people have memories for the Super Nintendo.
Controllers look cool.
Yeah, controllers always looked cool. It's just interesting how people, they just couldn't figure out that hands needed to grasp things. Until like the 90s.
Yeah.
But I guess video games are sold more as toys for children, so it really didn't matter.
I'm not over the fucking N64 controllers. I was so insulted when I was handed one of those.
Yep. That shit was so freaking weird that Turok, the first Turok, used the D-pad to move Talset, and the analog stick would move your view.
What?
So that's how they did dual stick. So you would have to move with the D-pad and look around with the analog stick.
That's backwards.
It's not. It's the best that they could do because they didn't have dual analog.
But the D-pad's over here.
No, the D-pad's right here.
Yeah.
And the analog stick's right next to it.
I guess.
Yeah. So then you could just reach over, push A and B to switch your weapons or whatever, and then Z was your trigger. So Z was directly on the back of the middle handle. So you could just move and shoot at the same time. It was great. You could strafe, and that's why everybody remembers the first Turok, because it had a non-shitty control scheme.
I think I was handed one of those controllers to play Smash.
Oh god,
And I had no idea what was happening, and then I lost immediately.
I like the idea that Sakurai was just like, I want to make video games, and he's just like doing shit on the NES and SNES and stuff, and then he was like, I want to make a fighting game, and then they're like, here's what we're going to be working with next. Just put it in front of him, smash it, just like this freaking N64 controller. Just like, what the hell is this? I guess I can make this work.
I'm still not over how small the fucking Joy-Cons are.
Oh yeah.
Like, I thought by now we would have the XL.
It's on its way. Maybe. But, like, the thing I was saying, I think that console artistry peaked in the 360 era.
What do you mean?
Well, the PS3 took what the PS2 did and ran with it. So the reason that the PS3 or the PS2 looks the way it does, like the Slim, with the matte surface and stuff, was because it was supposed to look something like an obelisk, something futuristic. I was like, yeah, okay, I feel that. And then with the PS3, they wanted to recapture that. So the original PS3 had that sort of like half crescent shape, and it wasn't matte, it was glossy.
I remember.
So it was shiny, and it had the PlayStation font in the the PlayStation in the Spider-Man font in silver, so that it would look like I think that was the one that was supposed to look like sort of like stars in space. And I was just like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. That's neat. You know, they thought about when they did that. And then with the 360, there was just like, this looks like fun. Like, it looks like a fun thing. Because I can feel that. It's like the GameCube was pretty fun, too.
Yeah, the GameCube was fun.
The GameCube looked super fun.
Well, because it's like, you carry it, and then it has the little, like, CD player fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then it's got the 4 things, because it just screams friends.
Yeah.
You know?
Never understood the frickin' handle, though.
You take your GameCube to your friend's house.
And not the cords. It's got to take this to my buddy's house. Has everything for the GameCube, but games, controllers, and cords.
Well, maybe those were in the backpack, and you just carry the GameCube around to advertise with it.
Yeah, but it's like
a fucking lunch pail.
It's a freaking square. It'll fit anywhere. Literal cube. Also, that in general.
LAN party.
Wow. Just like it was a cube.
Yeah.
It's like, what a fun shape. It's novel.
I like it.
And it's like, you look at the Xbox, she's like, that frickin' looks like a ship. You could sail to America on that thing.
It was so fucking bulky.
It was huge. You remember the Duke? The original freaking...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse's friend would lug it over.
Oh god, I forgot.
Yeah.
That controller was massive. Like, massive. There's a Penny Arcade comic I think about all the time, where it's these two dudes, it's the two guys from Penny Arcade, sitting on a giant Xbox controller, playing Xbox on a smaller Xbox with small Xbox controllers, and they're just having a normal conversation. And they're just playing video games while sitting on a giant Duke. That's it. That's the joke.
Yeah.
And again, I was like, you gotta be in there, but I like it.
There was a lot of fucking shit on the Xbox.
There was a lot of...
I mean, there was a lot of stuff on the PlayStation, but the people we knew had Xbox, so, like, that's what we were more familiar with.
Like, okay, I feel it. I feel like I've had the floor just a little too long now.
I'm burning out.
I got you. I mean, it just started the most interesting conversation ever.
Well,
right at the end.
Well, it was just like, I don't know, the Xbox had, like, Teen Titans, and
that was cross-plat.
Okay, well, I had access to it on the Xbox.
Well, okay. I thought you were talking about just the consoles, like, in general. They had this or that.
No, it was just like all the stuff that I played that I liked
exclusive.
was on Xbox.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
But I felt loyal
Okay.
to the PS2.
Yeah.
So when it came time to get, my first console, we went with the PS4 because of fucking Fallout.
And also because it looks like two PS2s strapped together.
Mm-hmm.
When I first saw it, that was my first thought, and then the next thing I saw was a meme of it, and I was just like, really, everybody had the exact same thought at the same time? They do that on purpose? I like that.
Yeah.
It looked like two PS2 Slims taped together.
We got ours refurbished. Man, I miss turning that bitch on. Just listening to the background music for like 3 hours.
Yeah, I used to, like, things were so freaking bad for me at that time, I would turn it on, just like the bling, ding, turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like, I realized I don't want to do anything with this today.
Well, it was really hard to get us consistent, like, phones. So, the Xbox and the PlayStation were how we talked a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Xbox, I'm glad frickin' we stopped doing that. But PlayStation, yeah.
Yeah, I literally use the Xbox as, like, a fucking phone.
Yeah.
And then I got a laptop after graduation, which sucked dick, but it was like I had to get one.
Thus ends another podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking.
Don't laugh at me! I had a long day. I had to fucking fight the potatoes. They were so big, love. They were like this.
It's been a ride today, folks, and I hope you'll tune in next week on the art of casting. When why don't you take us out, buddy? You can't use the old one anymore.
Next time we will be casting our line for better jokes.
That was really not funny. I'm actually upset that you said that.
What the fuck?